Hi there. I wanted to make a video about these Traktor Kontrol S4s. I'm talking about the Mk1. These are horrendous to repair, horrendous, but they're quite good. They're not bad controllers really, and they've got audio on as well. Nice audio system. They do quite a lot of stuff well, and they're 4-deck. They got 4 decks. You can switch the decks on both sides. This is A or C, and this side is B or D. I'm using a Traktor Pro 3 at the moment for this. This has got a problem on the headphones. It's had other problems as well. I had a problem with the crossfader, and the crossfader I stripped apart. This is a crossfader. It's made by Alpha, which is a Chinese version of Alps. It's not too bad fader actually, as far as China goes, but obviously they do go eventually. And I took it apart, and I found out that one of these tracks is open circuit. I could probably repair it actually, because I've got some graphite paint, but I don't know. I might not bother. It's in pretty good condition though, so I'll find out where the break is, and maybe I will paint some graphite paint on to restore it, because these sliders are not cheap. They're not cheap at all, so it's worth trying to restore them if you can, or clean them. I've got a bag here with other Alpha pots that need to be cleaned. So I've done quite a few tractors now. Well, this has got a horrendous problem on it. Apart from the crossfader, which I've done, is the volume on the not the volume, the headphone output. Obviously, you've got the Q volume and the Q mix here. And one thing I've seen quite a lot on these is a hum on the headphones. The headphones don't have an output. There's just a noise, that sort of tone. And there's no audio distinguishable on the output, which obviously is a problem. This is a bit of a problem because I've actually got another one here for parts, and I replaced this board here, which is the main board, the main output board here, and it doesn't solve the problem. Anyway, I also, on the headphone side of things, replace this board, which is it goes like that. Oh no, like that basically, and it's not this board. I don't want to fault find at component level because I don't have a schematic for this. I really want one. I've looked for one, but I don't have a schematic. I'm not authorized by Traktor, but I do a lot of DJ equipment. I do a lot of Pioneers and Vestax and all sorts of things. So I just thought people might be interested in seeing what's inside these. They're not as frightening as Pioneer inside. They are a bit better than Pioneer because they don't have flat cables here, and the flat cables inside the Pioneers give a lot of trouble. So this is the board I replaced, and I put OK there. I'm testing this board as well. All the boards that I've got, I test out to make sure they're all right, so I can use them to substitute. I mean, I could go to component level, but frankly, I'm having quite a lot of units coming in. I haven't got time to fault find them. I need to knock them out basically. Now, I've replaced this long board here, which is the main board. I've replaced this board here, and I was scratching my head thinking, what could it be that's causing the problem on this? I think I may have found the problem, and I'm going to take out a board here, which is a pain in the backside to take out, and that is this long board at the back here. And I think this is the problem. It's the board which has all of the knobs on the top here. Now the big problem with this, taking this board out, is that you have to take out this aluminium panel here. This is a plastic panel that you've got to take out as well, with a heat gun and a scraper or something to take this out. and this is another aluminium panel. You have to take all 3 panels off to get this board out, because there's obviously there's pop nuts there that you've got to undo to release the board, because the board is only anchored from these pop nuts, which is fair enough, but these are horrendous. On the Mark 1 are horrendous to work on. If you have to replace the tempo fader, you have to take this off as well, which is really difficult to take off. This obviously central one is very difficult as well, and this aluminium one's still in place. So I don't know. I know that a lot of people that have worked on these are going to sympathize with me about taking these panels off, because if you hold the heat, use a heat gun and a scraper to take this off carefully, because you can scratch the paint on the inside of the Perspex ones. You can scratch the paint on the inside if you use a scraper badly. If you apply too much heat, you can easily warp the plastic, which renders it pretty useless. Some people take it off dry, but I've had a customer try to take one off dry with something, and they snapped, it literally snapped about here all the way across. So there's nothing you can do about that. I can't get any parts for these, so I have to be super careful repairing these. So I've got 2 bodies here of the S4s with parts in, 2 for spares, because I can't get any parts for these, and I'm gradually taking more and more off these things so I can get these things going. But yeah, they're a bit difficult. These a bit difficult. I've also had big problems with calibrating these at times. I had one in that I couldn't calibrate it for some reason. I went through all the right moves and everything, it just would not calibrate. So this wouldn't work. So I don't know how to resolve that, or what resolved it. But these have got some very strange problems in, but they're easier to repair than the Pioneers, particularly if you've got one as spares that you can take parts off of. And I think they're fairly reliable, these generally. Obviously they're not going to be reliable if you spill a glass of Coke in there or something, which a lot of people do. These DJs, they spill their drinks on top of them, or water on top, and that does a lot of damage. But there we go. Anyway, this thing is all booting up. This is moving, as you can see. You can see that in Traktor. All of these faders as well are moving. You have to test them out fully. Every single switch is tested out. So the only problem with this is the headphone, and I've seen 3 of these with headphone problems. So I reckon it's a common problem on them, and I reckon it's this, because when you look at the master there, I don't know if you can see that, the master fader is showing blue there. If I move the actual fader itself, it does not change on the master fader, or the main fader above where it says limiter. It doesn't change, and I'm sure it should do. And the little MIDI thing is not even changing there either. So maybe it might be as simple as this pot being faulty. Might be. I doubt it. I reckon it's probably a op amp around there that's faulty. There also seems to be another little problem here. I don't know why this LED is flickering here, but anyway, these can give problems anyway. So if you send yours away for repair or whatever, don't be surprised if you have quite a big bill to pay. The Mark IIs, I think, are slightly better as far as servicing goes, and the Mark III and the Mark IVs are, get better still, really. Although the Mark IV is completely different to this one. I don't think it has turntables. I think it has something else. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, these Mark Is are the most popular, I think, and they're the most difficult to service if anything goes wrong. Okay, thanks for watching this video.